It's a late one, but it's tonight's Scores on the Doors. Now, those that have watched the channel for a while know that when there's nothing to report, I don't do a Scores on the Doors. If the folk that we follow, those that don't charge, have a collective bad day, nobody wins, I just don't come to the channel. There's no reason to, because they'll tell you the following day that they've struggled and they'll hope for a better day. What I used to do was the pay boys, who I don't cover anymore, if they had a bad day, I would come and tell you, because they wouldn't tell you. They would only shout from the rooftops when they had a good day. But I don't follow the pay boys anymore. So, tonight, you shouldn't be getting a message, because those that don't charge collectively have done poorly. There's nothing great to report. But I just thought I'd tell you quickly a couple of horse racing stories. You may have heard them, but one of them you may not have done. We'll start with the good. Young Frankie Thur there, he wasn't so young anymore. What's his age now? How old is he? 54. He says he's retiring after this year's Breeders' Cup. This year's Breeders' Cup this weekend will be his last ever big meeting. He did say after that he's looking at taking a few mounts in South America. He's always wanted to ride there, but only a few, and then that will be it. I'm hearing later today that he's just taken up a job as global brand ambassador with Ammo Racing. Is that Keir? His old Keir, I think it is. God only knows how long that will last. But he said he's excited for the new challenge, so he's going to stay in horse racing in a roundabout way. And the last bit of news is a sad bit of news, which is the real crux of this message. You may have heard, but if you've not, young jockey, what was the lad's name? Tommy Jakes. It's sad I can't say I really knew him. And sadly, I'm not going to get to know him now. Tommy Jakes, 19. Tory's had years and years and years and years in the saddle. Young Tommy Jakes, who would have hoped for the same, sadly, no longer. He's died over the last couple of days. It's been announced today. At home, I'm guessing, reading between the lines, is another from the racing fraternity that's took his own life. Now, I don't know it hasn't yet been confirmed, but reading between the lines, it looks that way. Tell you what, there's a lot of folk over the last 3 or 4 years that in racing have lost their lives very, very young. Really, really sad. I think I read earlier today, I think he's had about 500 rides and I think he had about 50 winners, so he's not a bad strike rate for a young kid. I think he was with George Bowie's yard. So some really sad news there. 19-year-old, we're never going to see him at his best. We're never going to see what his career could have been. And Frankie, who had a stellar career, is now bowing out. Right, with them 2 bits of news, I'll love you and leave you. That's it for today's Scores on the Doors. Let's hope tomorrow there is something to report. Let's hope they have a good day. And the vest is back out on Saturday. So let's hope I've got something to report after last week's debacle, because that's what it was. An absolute train crash last Saturday.